Hi, I am Aubrey Turnbow. I am working with Madison Hanson on this program, and our mentor was Michelle Simmons with Duchesne County Extension. Our project is Plan for Your Future, Preparing for a Career. There's a great need that Michelle introduced to us out there, and so we wanted to attack that head on. So our executive summary was to create after-school programming that will contribute to students attaining practical skills, understanding, and knowledge related to career preparation. According to Michelle, these are some things that they're really lacking out there in Duchesne, and being able to create a program that would support students developing these skills is high on their list. Second, students will gain confidence in their personal skills and that directly relate to a future career. I think it's really important to find what you're good at and emphasize that strength. So our program is a 12-week after-school program, which will serve students at Duchesne Junior Senior High School in Duchesne, Utah. It is an after-school program. We are conscious and aware that it is a small school, so students are pulled in many directions with extracurricular activities, responsibilities with the community, with their church, with their families. And so being able to implement this program and have it be functional, I'll talk a little bit later about the funding and the necessity of that, but it will be hopefully a project that they will understand is very, very much worth the investment of time. The students that will be our target audience are 9th through 12th graders, helping them focus on the importance of employability skills and post-secondary training and education. And then our last point is the desired outcomes for this project is that youth will be better prepared to plan and make effective educational decisions through their high school careers. We're not pushing that they go to a 2 or 4 year college, but we're pushing that they make wise educational decisions and get those degrees or certifications so that they do have the career of their dream. Some supportive resources that we received according to the United States Census Bureau in 2016, current unemployability of Duchesne County is 11.3%. That's within the top 3 counties in Utah, and the industry out there is the oil fields and natural gas. So we'll talk a little bit about that. I believe Madison has a little more information on the background. So one of the issues of our concern is finding a part-time employee that will be willing to work for whatever the budget may be. We figured it would have to be at least $12 an hour for that person to make it work. The proposed budget would have to include that as well for the coordinator. Also, a concern is the lack of transportation. So students, if they're staying after school, are missing bus rides home, carpools home. Maybe parents are working, so they don't have the ability to come pick them up at that time. So we thought we could provide within our program transportation. So that includes, if it's a bus, the bus rental, the bus driver fees, whatever insurances have to come with that. So there are some issues that come when you offer transportation, but since it's such a spread out community, multiple communities that go to this school, we figured we needed to provide that. I already mentioned our goal earlier, just providing that after-school programming to contribute to students attaining practical skills, understanding, and knowledge related to career preparation. So our goal here is to help them be better prepared when they graduate, to understand what careers are available and not get stuck in, going to beauty school because 20 other people in your neighborhood go to beauty school and all are licensed. And so it's like thinking outside the box. What can you do that you're talented at that isn't what everyone else is doing? I will skip to funding now. So the funding, I found a grant on grants.gov called Race to the Top Grant, and I thought that this grant fit pretty well with our goals and objectives. So the 3 things that this grant requires is to drive substantial gains in student achievement, improve high school graduation rates, and prepare students for success in college and careers, and close achievement gaps. And so I figured we could definitely tie this into it. It was an amazing grant, lots of opportunity there. It would definitely cover the needs that we have for snacks, for a part-time employee, for transportation. Along with funding, there's already a functioning program, Youth and Family with Promise, out there through the 4-H program, which is a mentoring program, and they're funded. Jolene Bunnell has written grants and got that funding for years here in Utah for us to do this mentoring program. And so being able to team up with Duchesne County 4-H, working with local, clubs at the high school, FCCLA, FBLA could be a great resource to get those students involved and kind of maybe start there, bringing them into the club and making it an opportunity for students to experience what they might want to be when they grow up. Do an internship, do a mentorship, do something that will get them excited about a future career. And if they lack in skills in many areas, this could be an opportunity to provide them with that. And Utah Futures is a good resource that we're using, and there's just a lot of different things that we can use. So hopefully our program will be beneficial and not an added stress to people, but hopefully they'll recognize there's a huge need to think outside the box in a small community with such a high unemployment rate.
I am Madison Hanson, and as Aubrey mentioned, I'll be giving you a more in-depth look at some background information as well as the methods we've decided to use for our after-school program for Duchesne County. As you look at the map here, you can see where Duchesne County is located. It's up in the northeastern corner of Utah, and it's also part of this larger area called the Uinta Basin. And here in the Uinta Basin, the primary industry is oil and natural gas. And this is kind of a tricky industry to be a part of. The oil field is very much a boom or bust industry, meaning sometimes the work is great. There are plenty of leases, drilling leases that are sold, so a lot of people can be working in the oil field at that time. And during a boom, usually a lot of families are attracted to move into these smaller communities where there's this oil field work and they can make good money at that time. And as these families move in, we see a big influx, and we see a lot of growth in the economy. But after a time, usually a bust hits, and these different busts happen because we're dependent on natural resources when it comes to drilling, and also because we're dependent on laws and on regulations. And anytime that there's a change in the leadership of our country, there tends to be a change in oil field work. And sometimes it's because just not enough drilling leases are sold to keep as many workers, and so there are a lot of layoffs that happen. And so that causes a lot of these families to then move out of the areas, searching for oil field work elsewhere in different states. And so we see a huge drop in the economy, and the economy goes flat. And so what happens during one of these busts is oftentimes oil field workers, they don't feel equipped with skills to transfer into a different job or a different type of career. And so instead of staying in the community, they leave to look for work elsewhere. There's a long-standing tradition in the basin where young men often will neglect any type of post-secondary education or training because they know they can jump onto an oil rig or drilling for natural gas, and they can make a very healthy wage, including health benefits, without any prior training. And so it seems great for the time until a bust hits and they realize they're pretty ill-equipped with employability skills, and they can't easily switch their jobs, and they feel a little worried and a little stuck if layoffs happen or when this bust happens. And that's what our after school program is really trying to target, this development of skills. As you can see here from our statement of need, and like Aubrey mentioned earlier, the current unemployment rate in Duchesne County as of the 2016 Census Bureau information is 11.3%. And also in Duchesne County, only 15% of county residents hold a bachelor's degree or higher, which goes to show that the majority of residents here, if they seek post-secondary training or education, they don't complete it. And so we're really working hard to increase the number of county residents who have these employability skills through training programs and through education programs. Our 12-week program is targeting 9th through 12th grade students at Duchesne High to help them receive training on their options, to explore different types of careers, and to start networking with local education centers, as well as check out local opportunities for employment. We're really hoping and planning for an outcome that shows us that these youth are better equipped to make really wise and effective educational decisions. And we figure if we start working with these students in 9th grade and they continue to work on this throughout their entire high school career, once high school's over, they are immediately prepared and ready to jump into training or education programs to really give them their best chance at a solid and healthy and happy career. With our program, we decided to partner with quite a few local agencies in Duchesne County. Notably, we'll be partnering with the Extension Office and 4-H office there, as well as UB Tech, which is the local technology college in the Uinta Basin, with USU Uinta Basin, Department of Workforce Services, and the Youth and Families with Promise program. And we'll be working with these different agencies to help educate students on career options, on education options, and different types of training certificates that they can work on in high school and after as well. We are also really excited to partner with local businesses and local entrepreneurs to create a makerspace conference. And this will be part of that 12-week program where students will get to network and meet people local to their community who are succeeding in the job market, who can let these students know what skills are needed, to let them know which industries are up and coming, and to help really get these students' foot in the door. And then there are also a lot of scholarships that are available to residents of Duchesne County and the Uinta Basin to UB Tech and USU Uinta Basin. And these scholarships for local students would be so beneficial for students to start these programs and these classes as concurrent enrollment in high school. And then afterward, to get one of these scholarships will really, really help cut down on the costs of education and training, which makes these things seem a little less daunting. And we want students to be trained on these options and how to apply for these scholarships to where they can do that before their high school graduation. To evaluate the success of our program, we are going to use Miller & Surr's after-school program assessment system. And there are two major tools in this system that we're excited to implement. One is called the Assessing After-School Program Practices tool. And this tool really is used to check out how effective the administration of the program is. Are those who are helping us and leading this program, are they effective teachers? Is our plan effective, or do we need to adjust it? Are we adhering to our plan? Are we seeing success, or do we need to reach out to our stakeholders and make adjustments? The other tool is called the Survey of After-School Youth Outcomes. And this tool is really to see the outcome of the program on students' lives. So we can administer this tool during and after the program to students who have participated to see what skills are they using. How did this program benefit their life? Was there actually an effect that this program had? And we're hoping that over time, as we continue to check data from the U.S. Census Bureau, as we continue to administer this after-school youth outcomes survey, that we'll see an improvement in that 15% rate of residents who hold a bachelor's degree or higher, and that we'll see a decrease in the 11.3% unemployment rate in Duchesne County.